So mentorship is something that you're into in a big way then for newer agents or agents in
Yes,
general.
I have like probably another 4 or 5 girls that are getting licensed right now. I want to be, I don't know if I didn't like realtors when I was a loan officer. Hate's a strong word, but I pretty much hated them. And then when I was approached to be a realtor for the builder I was a loan officer for, I really had to think about it. And I was like, you know what? I want to go be the realtor that I would want. And so today I am who I would want at that age. So I think that it's, I'm a big believer in, teaching and helping. And the more you give, the more God gives.
Because the management and transparency is what's very important. So once you submit a referral, you're going to have your own Home Advantage account, and it's going to tell you where everything sits. So if you have 10 referrals that you've sent into the network, it's going to give you all 10 referrals. It's going to tell you every milestone that client is sitting in, whether they're touring homes, whether they're in escrow. And you now can manage through the Home Advantage application as far as what your pipeline looks like for the referrals that you've sent. And so it's pretty sophisticated, and it's all click of a button, guys.
All right, let's get started, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We've got Jasmine Sunkara. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I hope I am.
Right.
And she's out of Big Block with our friend Sunit up in the Sacramento area. And if you have referrals for her, send them to her, by the way. She's the top producer there. She's been doing great over the last few years. I've watched her, and it's really cool to see how she's grown. So welcome to the show, Jasmine. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into this and see where's most of your business coming from lately, because the market shifted a little bit.
It's SOI actually. I sat down with my coach and went transaction by transaction, and 60 of those transactions out of the 87 I closed was SOI business.
Whoa, that's pretty big. All right, so you've got SOI at the top, and then what comes in second?
Zillow.
All right, perfect. Now, when we're looking at your sphere, is that a sphere you've built out over the years, a new sphere, friends, family, past clients? What does that look like?
So what I did was when I was a loan officer for 14 years, and I wish I would have saved my database. I didn't. I'm still licensed to be a loan officer. I just don't practice. And then I sold new homes for 2 years for a builder. I too didn't save that database. So the last 5 years, I know, guys. So save your database. So the last 5 years, I've done probably a little over 350, maybe 400 transactions.
That's really good.
No, I'm lying. Let's do the math to be realistic, because I know my numbers. So first year I was with Keller Williams, I did 12. And then I joined Sunit and I did 38. And then I did 78. And then I did 111. And then I did 87. So that's 326 transactions I've done in the last 5 years.
That's crazy. All right, so out of those 326, I'm assuming that that's like your core sphere, right?
No, actually it isn't. The first couple of years I did a lot of realtor.com and, friends and family, but mainly my business came from realtor.com. And then we got onto the Flex program. So then I started more focusing on the Flex program because I didn't have to battle 2 battles. So it was an easier sale. And then those then referred their friends and family. That's one thing I have to say I'm appreciative of, is those programs have put me in neighborhoods that I wouldn't have been in.
Thanks.
And then multiply from there of, farming or knocking doors, neighbors come in, if a buyer has to sell. So
I don't think that we talk about the opportunities that we get from leads like realtor.com or Zillow or online leads. The other opportunities we get, we don't talk about those enough, like the referrals for their past friends sphere, or maybe their friends, family, right? What does that sphere look like? How do you tap into that? Is it a conversation that you have during the transaction, after? How do you tap into that?
It's a step by step. I think that initially doing, meeting them and then getting them into contract and sending them a box of brownie. It's just so thoughtful. And then when I close, I'm sure you've seen it on my social media. I mean, I make it experience. And then they take that and then they post it on their social media, or I tag them. Most of my clients are my friends on Instagram or Facebook.
Ooh, do you do that on purpose?
Yes. And then once I close them, I add them in a private Facebook group where they get VIP. I mean, I'm doing a client appreciation next month, and I'm inviting every client that's referred me to plus business.
Tell me about that, because if you have them in a closed group and you're inviting them to an event, they have.
I'm not inviting those clients through. Unfortunately, this is like one of my favorite places in Sacramento, and it can only hold 50 people.
How do you qualify?
So you have to have referred me. I mean, I'm not saying have to have, but I'm selecting 50 clients that have referred me more than 2 clients. And once I do that, my first event, because I want to do 3 events this year. And so that's going to be my first one. My second one will be a little bit bigger, and I'll invite all my past clients, and, you can invite them all, but half or less than half show up. And it's the thought that really counts. And I really like my clients. I love running into them at the grocery store. I go to the gym, anywhere. My kids go to school with them, or if I'm in Costco, they'll see me.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool.
Nick, we're talking about events, and so far she says this year she wants to have 3 of them.
Hey guys, I'm here. We can start now.
What's up, dude? So tell me about the other 2.
The other 2 events?
Yeah, the other 2 events.
So the second one that I already have the venue located to, it's a little bit bigger. I like to do things really nice, and so that's going to take a little bit of planning. So that'll be in the summer. And we're going, these are the things I love doing, and I didn't get opportunity to do this in the last 3 years. I was just like running ragged. I had so many clients that needed me. And now that I have a little bit of space and time to breathe, I mean, I sat down with like 6 girls today at my office that have been reaching out to me on social media that really want to do real estate, and they want to come on board, but they want to, work with me. And so I love that. And as long as they're willing to put in the work, and they're willing to put in the work and pick up the phone and dial, I'm definitely open to working with them.
I like that. All right.
So
So
mentorship is something that you're into in a big way then for newer agents or agents in general.
I have like probably another 4 or 5 girls that are getting licensed right now. I want to be, I don't know if I didn't like realtors when I was a loan officer. Hate's a strong word, but I pretty much hated them. And then when I was approached to be a realtor for the builder I was a loan officer for, I really had to think about it. And I was like, you know what? I want to go be the realtor that I would want. And so today I am who I would want at that age. So I think that it's, I'm a big believer in, teaching and helping. And the more you give, the more God gives.
Totally. And you also learn a heck of a lot more when you're teaching too.
Yeah.
You're always coming up, like there's always epiphanies, and I always feel like the more you teach, the more you feel like you got to level up, because what if that person becomes really good at what you just taught them? You always have to stay one step ahead.
And I think that for me, alignment is a big deal, so they have to be, they have to understand that I can't have someone who is their energy is all over the place and they're just like, oh my gosh, I just got to make the sale. I can't work like that, and they have to understand that their social media presence has to be there. They're going to have to start probably delete all those pictures and start a new page. If you're working with me, your presentation, you have to do the whole thing, from social media.
Well, it was a brand.
It's a brand showing up at what, how you show up in your community, what you volunteer in and how you speak with people, because that's one thing that I really, I have to say I'm very proud of and I thrive off of.
How you speak to people really matters.
I'm sorry.
So I jumped in early or late, actually. I mean, I was waiting on you guys. It was taking so long. No. My 7-year-old had an accident. You know what I'm saying? Of course, at the very last minute. I could have made him wait or do that and then come here, but I decided to take care of it. But anyway, I digress. What I was gonna say was social media, is that like a major part of your business? Like you were talking about earlier, how if you get these girls that want to join you or become agents, they got to put the work in, they got to pick up the phone and dial. What kind of prospector are you? Are you an attractor in the sense that like social media, you put things out into the world and, they'll come to you, you'll get the clients, or do you pick up the phone? Do you call strangers or you just call your sphere? Like, what do you do in that sense?
So, I'm an attractor for sure. My DM today, this morning I posted a rental and I got a client calling in interested in purchasing. I'm sorry, not a rental, not the rental part. I did get a couple of calls on that, but I posted it off market and I have 2 people that are qualifying with my lender for that off market. I had a realtor call me from the Bay interested in that property too. She's a friend. So it's about multiple verticals, right? So my social media is, I show up as who I am. I think it's so important to show up to your people as who you are, because that's who you're attracting. You're attracting people like yourself. So I can't look at someone else's page, be like, oh my gosh, she's so great, I want to be like her. And I don't like doing CrossFit. I'm more into, weight training, and I'm going to pretend to be her. It's going to throw it off. So the people that I really attract are single women, younger girls, or people wanting to purchase a home on their own. And the things that I post on my social media shows them that I'm willing to teach them step by step. And so I've actually put a lot of women in properties through my social media.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
I want to showcase really quick social. Do you mainly post to Instagram or do you go to Facebook or TikTok?
My Instagram falls into my Facebook, so it goes automatically. And I just hired someone to be able to take that and put it on TikTok and put it on LinkedIn. I think
like
that's
the mix. Look, I'm liking this mix. So first of all,
hey, we know those guys.
Yeah, I love the personal feel. I love this, by the way.
Your stories are really good too. Show those in a minute, but there's lots of calls to action. There's information.
She's really good at motivating. Nick, I don't know if you've seen a few of her motivational videos. You do such a great job, Jasmine, of that.
Thank you.
And then you mix it up pretty well. See, it's a really good mix. I have a question because I do see a lot of great pictures. Like let's say this one right here, that got a lot of love.
Well, that's super cool.
Who is taking your?
That's my wife's worst nightmare, though. Seagulls blocking.
It was the worst. Tell me, I was quivering.
Oh my God, she was attacked by seagulls when she was younger.
Who did this? Who did this video? Who's doing your pictures?
That's like, oh, I'm just on a swing in France, probably. Just a Tuesday.
Those pictures were professionally done. I sold a home here in El Dorado Hills of a friend of mine. Her husband worked at Intel. So I sold her home, they retired and moved to Turkey. And so they invited me to come to Turkey and I went, and they were so acclimated there and they knew the best of the best. So she had hired the photographer for me and gave me a tour and took me, and I got my makeup done. She did my makeup. She's an artist, and got my pictures taken. It was just amazing.
That was cool. I love it.
Wow, that's a great experience.
It was. I'm very, very grateful.
That's why I was noticing all of the high quality pictures. And I felt like you were in a shoot every time. I was like, this is really cool.
I just walk around with the crew.
Hey, why not?
Well, some real estate agents do. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but some real estate agents do.
Great.
So
Really.
who knows?
All right. So what are you looking forward to this year as far as expanding into for business?
So this year, my goal is to do 50 closed listings
Okay.
and
50
25
closed
buyers.
listings,
50 closed listings, yes.
not sales, not total sales, 50 closed listings specifically.
And so I feel like if I focus, like, you have to focus on three main things to be
Yeah.
able to accomplish. So my number one, if I say, okay, well, I want this GCI or I want this volume and I want that. If I focus on 50 closed sales and I'm so good at double ending, I'm going to have the buyers come automatically.
Yeah, no, that's I totally, I just was clarifying, that's what you meant.
Yes,
Actual listing.
yes, because if I focus on that, then the other things come, because I'll host the open house, and in my open house, I'll get a buyer. So there's a method to the madness, I guess, in the background.
I like
But
it.
yes, I would like to do 50 closed listings this year.
50 closed listings. Where do you think they'll come from, or where are you prospecting to get them?
So based off of the market and what's going on, 80% of the people that purchased during the pandemic are not actually happy with their home.
Really?
Wow.
I think I heard that from Tristan.
That might be true. If I said it, it's definitely true. If Nick said it, sure. Okay.
60% of statistics are true
80%.
80% of the time.
Oh no. So with them not happy, and I downloaded my list, and I'm struggling right now, to be very honest with you, because I'm not used to sitting down time blocking to call, because I've been so busy and the sellers have just been calling me.
Mhm.
So with that, I not only am trying to do it organically, I'm trying to touch my clients to invite them to an event, check on them, not ask for the business. If they're not happy, they're going to tell me, and then I'll get to list their home.
Mhm.
And, and so I get to do so many of the cool things. I love calling my clients. It is so cool. And my kids are in the background listening. They're like, oh, she's so nice. She likes you so much. And I'm like, oh, I wish everybody did.
You know what though, Jasmine? The way you're doing it, I just feel is, everybody has their way, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, if your business is built on cold calls, awesome. If it's built on paid leads, awesome. The way you're doing it with the phone calls to your sphere, seeing how they're doing, not asking for business, what's going to happen is, by default, almost every conversation, there's going to be like a 2-second silence there's going to be a 2-second break in the call. And then they're going to go, so how's the market? That's just the way people, so they'll ask you just because that's how they think of you.
Mhm.
So if you're making enough of those calls, like I think it's like, here's another statistic, 1 in 10. No, this is true, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you were joking. Go ahead.
I think 1 in every 10 people in your database are statistically ready to sell their house.
I know.
So
I need to call
Yeah.
more people. Jasmine, we've got 1 minute left. What's your script for calling your past clients so that they want to talk to you?
Oh my gosh, they want to talk to me. I mean, they'll be like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? And it's just, I set myself up like, okay, I'm going to make $30 today. I end up with 3 because it's such a long
Right.
conversation on how everything's going. And truth be told, I got 1 listing out of it. And one of them, her mom needs to move closer to her. So it's just a pot of gold. It's just a pot of gold. I will have to get on this call and follow up with you guys in about a month and a half and let you know how it went.
Your
And
event,
how
right?
many people actually converted out of those, just so you can see. I mean, I'm very curious too, because I haven't done this for 3 years, right? I've been so busy with all these people. And so now I get to tend back to my clients and be more intimate.
I love it.
I love it. Thanks for being
Well, how
on.
can people get in touch with you if they want to ask you a question or something?
They can definitely add me on Instagram. I'm Homes by Jasmine.
Okay.
Let
I'm
me-
following you.
Yep, yep. Let me put it up again. There we go. Homes by Jasmine. You've got a great profile, great job on this. Here's the stories that Nick was talking about.
Yeah, that's a good one because there's calls that. That's a really good one.
I like that. I actually I watched that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the one where she got people to meet her today.
Nice. Good, good. That's you. Nice. Proud mama moment. Like that. Dude, you are super active. Look at this.
My team.
Seriously, yeah, up my game.
Nick, you're slacking, bro.
No, I am.
This is good. You literally post, it looks like at least every hour, and I love it, at least. And that's part of the whole story game. So, Jasmine, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please follow Jasmine. If you have any referrals, please send them to her
Thank
up
you guys.
north. Market's really good there. So, thank you for doing this with us.
Have a good one.
Take care.